Okay, hey guys, it's Elliot, and I wanted to do a quick top surgery update video. The quality is not as good anymore because I just got a new computer and it can't like read my SD card without a converter thing, and I really don't want to buy the converter thing, so I'm just gonna use my laptop computer camera for this. I think that's fine, but yeah, so the quality is not as great. But I wanted to do an update because I'm 6 months post-op as of yesterday, which was good because that happened to be Pride in Boston, so it was nice. It overlapped a little bit. So I just wanted to do a quick update, show what my chest is looking like. I'm really happy with the fading of the scars. They're starting to get much lighter. There are parts of the scars that are actually like white, which makes me think that they'll continue to lighten up over time because it's only been 6 months. I have been showing my scars in the sun. I know a lot of people say to not have them in the light for the first year, and if you can do that, great. But also, I got top surgery to be able to be shirtless and to be outside shirtless, and I don't want to pause my life just because maybe they'll lighten slightly less. Because they are still lightening up really nice, and I want to be able to enjoy the chest that I want and have wanted for so long, and not limit myself even more. Like, I've already wasted, well, not wasted, but I've already spent so much of my life having to cover up and having to worry about that, and now that I have top surgery, I just want to, show my chest, and if that results in slightly darker scars, then so be it. But I want to enjoy it. So, yeah, so I guess enough rambling. I'll show my chest now. So, this is my chest, what it's looking like. You can see that this is still the biggest part of the scar where the drains were. And I'm not sure why it scarred much larger, like where the drains were. But it definitely did show the mark more, but I don't really mind. Yeah, so this is what it's like. I can show comparison in the lightness and darkness of it, I guess. Um, yeah, I can show up close. So you can see that it's definitely getting lighter. And then it's like in here, you can see that there is white parts along here. So I'm hoping that they'll continue to lighten up. You can see, and you can kind of see the scar around the nipple, but I never really notice it. There. But you can't really tell. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like. I'm really happy with the results from far away. You can't really tell that they're scars, and they follow my pec really well. So it follows the muscle and it just kind of looks more defined. It doesn't meet in the middle. It kind of looks like it does, but it actually doesn't. There's a space about that big where they don't touch. And yeah, so the only products I've been using are still Mederma, which I don't use as often because it's expensive, and when I run out, I put off buying it because it's really expensive. But I do really recommend that, especially the one with sunscreen built in, because even if you don't show your scars in direct sunlight, UV rays can go through your shirt and can affect scars. So if you're going to use Mederma, you might as well get Mederma that has sunscreen, just for that extra protection. The other products I use are they're from the same brand. Okay, so the product that I probably use most is this lotion. It's Palmer's cocoa butter formula with vitamin E. I just like the lotion, and the brand is like natural. It also is fragrance free. They do have one with a smell, and the smell's really nice, but it smells like chocolate, kinda. So it makes you like really hungry, or like you want like a cookie or something when you put it on. So I just got the one without fragrance. Why I like it, it has vitamin E, which is really good for scars, and it also absorbs really well, so it doesn't like stain your shirt or anything. So I use that like once a day, probably. And then I use this oil, Skin Therapy Oil, which is by the same Palmer's brand. And it also doesn't really have a smell. So this has argan oil and vitamin E, and it's like made for scars. So I use this instead of bio oil because this is like slightly cheaper, and it has like basically the same like benefits and the same ingredients or whatever. So I just got the both of those on Amazon, and I've had both of these since I had surgery, and they're probably both. This one's like half full, and this one's like I only use a third, so it lasts a long time. Um, and I probably put this like once a day. I'll like switch between like I'll put this in the morning, this at night, and like switch on and off. The only thing with this is it doesn't absorb as quickly, and it's like really oily. So if you don't really like the oily texture or whatever, then you might not like this, but I think it really helps the scars. And then the last thing I use, not as often because it's like more annoying, is this. It's actually lube, anal lube specifically, apparently. But it's silicone based lube, and if you know anything about scar care, silicone is like one of the best things for scars. I think it has something to do with how the collagen is in your scar, or it like helps them lie flat. So like my scars are really flat, they don't puff out at all. And that could maybe be because I use this, but I think it's just how your body heals. But I think I read that silicone can help scars, like it trains scars to like lay flat against you instead of puffing out. But a lot of silicone like scar products are super expensive. So I actually learned this off of YouTube, but some trans guys just, or trans people that get top surgery, or whoever gets top surgery, they'll get silicone lubes and just use that because it's basically pure silicone, and you can put it on easily, and this was really cheap. I think this is like $8 for all of this. So this does like stain your clothes, and it doesn't really soak in very well, so I don't use this very often, but I do try and use it like once in a while, just to make sure that the scars like don't get puffy. And I just rub them in like I would normally rub in the lotion. So yeah, that's all I do. And I've been working out and like running and active, and I have full range of motion. You can kind of see that they've stretched a little bit, the scars, but not much. Like they're really thin. You can just see that they've stretched like underneath. But when I'm relaxed, they look nice and thin. Um, so yeah, that's my 6 month update. I probably won't update again until like maybe a year, because I don't really. I mean, I guess I'll take pictures like as the progression goes on to show like how they're fading and how they're healing and whatever. But like the main stages of healing are kind of over. Now it's just kind of like watching to see whether they fade more, or whether they get puffy or anything like that. So I probably won't do a full video until a year post-op, unless people want me to. I mean, you can comment, but I don't know how many people really watch these. So yeah, leave me a comment if you want to see more. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'll put that in the description. And yeah, that's it. Okay. Bye.